Greetings, my friends. Please consider supporting me in my war to save pop culture by subscribing to my channel and possibly even becoming a channel member for exclusive videos, access to Doomcock emojis, and more. And if you like this video in particular, please consider using the new Super Thanks feature and putting a tip in the tip jar located next to the like buttons down at the bottom of the video. Thank you for watching, and now, on to the video. Greetings, my friends. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, broadcasting from my hidden base at the center of the Earth, and I am here today to share a chuckle over what is looking like Disney's latest disaster, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Yes, my friends, it appears to these helmeted eyes that Feige is screwed up yet again, releasing something so wretched that even the Shill critics that usually kiss Disney's ass and celebrate every rat dropping falling out of Mickey's clownishly red pants as an occasion for celebration have rated this thing, as of the time this video is being written, as only 53% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
So you're saying that's from the critics?
Correct, Harvey. Regular audience members, you know, actual human beings, they haven't had a chance to watch Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania yet.
And the Shill critics that regularly bestow oral pleasure on Mickey Mouse using the frozen head of Walt Disney himself are giving it a score of 53%?
You've got it.
Shit, this movie is totally screwed.
Well, it doesn't look good, Harvey Cthulhu, that's for sure. According to rumors, after the initial trailer for this movie was released to scorn and mockery, Marvel had to hustle to make changes. Not only editing changes, but I heard they actually had to do some rushed reshoots, and what you're seeing now is the improved Quantumania. And that improved version is sitting at 53% fresh, according to critics. Now, the thing of it is, many times, normal audiences and Shill critics disagree. When the Shills give it a fresh, regular audiences generally give it a rotten and vice versa. But in those cases, usually it's because the movie is woke. The Shill critics will give the horrible movie a pass because it's woke, but general audiences see the woke and give it a rotten score. It happens all the time. But this is a Disney movie, folks, from Marvel Studios, and so you can bet your bottom dollar that this thing is woke in some way, shape, or form. So this rule doesn't really apply in this case, because everything coming out of Disney is woke these days, every damn thing, right? No, my friends, in a case like this, where wokeness is certainly going to be there, if the critics give this movie a 53% fresh score, it means they're being kind. In this case, I'd be very surprised if come Friday, general audiences give this an even worse score, because for Shill critics who owe their living to Disney to rank this so low means it is not just merely suck, it is most sincerely suck.
Did I miss an article stating that Kevin Feige was kicked in the head and subsequently castrated by a rampaging donkey with garden shears? Because it seems that after Endgame, Feige has been incapable of making a Marvel movie that doesn't suck harder than Linda Lovelace at a Dirt Devil convention.
Feige has straight up lost his touch, folks. This guy went morally woke and got creatively broke after Endgame. For God's sakes, just look at this list of shitty movies that have been released since Endgame. Black Widow, Shang-Chi, The Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home, which is an exception I'll get to in a minute, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Thor Love and Thunder, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which turned the Submariner into some fucking refugee from Apocalypto, or a drag queen tribute to Carmen Miranda, depending on how you look at it, which brings us now to the latest debacle in the MCU phase, whatever, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Now, out of this list, the only indisputably great movie was Spider-Man, and that was basically made by Sony, which is why it's the exception. The rest of these movies suck to various degrees, some more and some less, but all of them falling vastly short of the glory of the MCU in its heyday when we had Iron Man, Captain America, the real one, Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor, the real one, not the chick or the overweight dude, the Hulk, the Avengers, not the all-female version that's coming, the real Avengers. Basically, the MCU under Feige post-Endgame has become a sad, scattered, dull affair, devoid of charm, wit, excitement, or narrative drive, probably because Feige is one of the ones at Disney that pioneered scrapbooking, shooting multiple versions of key scenes that function like a branching video game script. You can't really make a good movie that way, which I think explains a lot. But the other reason why Feige is biting the big one these days is he went woke. And get woke, go broke is so true at this point, I think it could be proven by physicists if they could just find out the atomic weight of woke and measure it. As it is, we all knew get woke, go broke is a fact of life like gravity, death, taxes, and he who smelt it dealt it. Recently, my Hollywood spy shared a rumor with me that Iger called Feige into his office to say, "Hey dude, what the fuck is up with all this sucking?" Feige reportedly said, "Well, we gotta get the woke message out," and Iger told him something to the effect, "Well, sneak in any damn message you want, but you better start entertaining people." And sadly, from the review snippets on Rotten Tomatoes where Quantumania is at 53% fresh, the critics were largely not entertained. Let's look at some of what they had to say, folks, shall we? Jake Cole of Little White Lies says the post-Endgame MCU continues to be a slog.
That's a nice word for it. Very charitable of him.
Mick LaSalle of the San Francisco Chronicle says Ant-Man isn't an example of bad comedy, it's bad drama, bad science fiction, and a waste of everyone in it, including Evangeline Lilly and Michael Douglas. Derek Smith of Slant Magazine says Quantumania feels less the start of a new phase of Marvel films than a tired retread of adventures we've already been on.
Ouch. Well, you know, that's what happens when you run out of inspiration. When you go woke, you go broke, creatively as well.
That's true, Harvey. And Christy Puchko of Mashable says Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania is a chaotic, woefully unfunny mess that has forgotten why its hero was such fun. The thrill isn't just gone, it's been buried beneath a swarm of plot contrivances and truly hideous CGI. And that's a fascinating kind of trend that's going on right now, Harvey. They say that even the effects stink. It's ugly, it's garish. They're saying all these terrible things about the special effects, and my God, if Marvel can't even get the special effects right anymore.
Then truly, Endgame was a prophetic title because it was truly the death knell of the MCU.
That is correct, Harvey. That is correct. David Sims of The Atlantic says the story is in service of the larger Marvel engine, an increasingly creaky machine that nevertheless keeps grinding away, dropping superstar performers into CGI glop because the show simply must go on. David Fear of Rolling Stone says Quantumania is somehow heavy without feeling substantial, almost desperate in its dourness. Even scattered with occasional white cracks, it makes Eternals feel positively breezy by comparison. Oh, holy crap. That is a bad review. Maria Latilla of Why Now says visually the film is messy and flat. The CGI is shockingly poor, and the action looks muddled. At least Quantumania has one of the best casts in a Marvel film.
Yeah, casts. Like over broken limbs. That's what it seems like the MCU has become to me.
I hear you, Harvey. I hear you, and I do not disagree. Rachel Wagner of rachelsreviews.net says, I prefer my Ant-Man movies smaller than whatever this was. Gavia Baker Whitelaw of The Daily Dot says mostly it exists as connective tissue between different eras of the MCU, displaying embarrassingly little interest in its own main characters. And Clint Worthington of The Spool says if Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is a portent of the franchise's future, Marvel is in real trouble.
Man, these reviews really fill me with enthusiasm. I must get my green ass into a theater seat pronto, boy oh boy. I am, of course, being sarcastic.
Yes, I'm aware of your level of sarcasm, Harvey. It doesn't seem very promising. Well, my friends, that seems to be the consensus around the debacle that is Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. It seems to me that you had best avoid this one like the plague, and even more to the point, like a plague that you have to pay to be infected with. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. Ha 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 ha